Last year we took third in this race, obviously, and we were really excited about that, and we had almost the entire boat returning. We only lost one senior, and so we knew we had a really good shot to do well because a lot of other teams graduated, a lot of guys. What really happened was the summer training went really well. So we had a lot of, especially freshmen, worked really hard over the summer, and so we came in and we knew we had a super fast team, and we spent the majority of the fall season actually in mixed lineups. We weren't rowing in our regular 8 until 1 or 2 weeks before the race, and then it was just kind of getting that group of 8 guys to row together over the last 2 weeks. Yeah. Anything more you want to add?
Oh yeah, it was just, it was a really like a long-term effort. It wasn't just, like just this fall or like just a couple of weeks leading up to it. A week after nationals in the spring, we were back on it with our optional summer training program, and a lot of guys made a lot of progress over the summer, which is what let us, make the jump from 3rd place to 1st place this year, I think. So a lot of hard work on the team led to this. So the head of the Charles is sort of weird. You're not racing like head to head against other boats. Each boat is launched, like 10 or so seconds apart. So there's a boat ahead of us that we're trying to catch up to, and a boat behind us that we're trying to hold off. And it was a big factor of motivation for us to, be able to come up even with the boat in front of us, and be able to sort of like see the boat behind us and see what kind of margins we're holding off of them. And obviously, it worked. We won, but it's always really exciting at the Charles. You're not just racing next to someone else. You're in your own bubble of you and the crew in front of you and the crew behind you. And then after the race, you just got to see how that stacks up against everyone else.
Yeah, it was really nerve-wracking because we had Drexel and then us and then Hobart. And we both even be fast, and we started to catch Drexel, but Hobart was catching us. And so about halfway through the race, a little less than that, I was like, oh, well, we're going to get second because Hobart's going to catch us. And then around halfway, we caught Drexel, and then we just kind of lost Hobart behind Drexel and pulled away, and it ended up working out for us. But yeah.
We had a really solid sprint.
Yeah, really.
Charles, yeah.
Yeah, so actually, our coxswain had our phone with her and had told the coach not to text her until times were official, but one of her friends, who's an alumni, actually texted her first saying that we'd won, but she didn't want to tell us that because she didn't know it was official, so she was like being quiet and like really awkward. And then we're passing the finish line. One of our other teammates was working as a volunteer at the finish line. He told us we'd won, but then we were like not sure to celebrate or not because we didn't know if it was official. And then as we were going down the course, we passed more and more people who kept telling us we'd won. So we became more and more sure as we went that we'd won, but there was no sudden time where it was like, yeah, we won. It was just kind of like a slow, gradual, finally understanding. Yeah.
It was pretty exciting. We were trying to hold it in, not get too excited about it, but also get excited about it because we thought we won. And then we got back to the dock and Tony told us. And
I don't think it sunk in until we actually had the medals though.
It was pretty stressful. We so our race, funny story, I guess. Our race was at 2:30 and the medal ceremony was at 4:30. So we had to launch, do our race, do the reverse of the race to get back to MIT. And at that time it was 3 or 3:30, and then we had to Uber back so we had to go from MIT to the finish line, back to MIT, and then Uber back to the finish line, and then make it to the medals tent. But we got there in time. Everything was fine. We got the medals, and it was a really exciting experience. For the older guys to sort of validate the past couple years of effort, and then for the newer guys, I think it was a really good first fall season with us, and we're hoping to sort of build on this. We have sort of a young team this year, so we're going to build off of this in the coming years. Do better next year with the whole program, and sort of carry the momentum from the head of the Charles into our spring championship season. Yeah,
it's funny when we got to the dock at MIT. We asked what do we do now? And he's like, I don't know. We've never won before, so we had to figure out where do we go. So we figured it out. Yeah, I mean it's amazing. It's the one time it's cool to be a rower, and so this is such as a parent weekend for rowers. All our parents came out and were supporting us, and it was super nice to be a part of this big rowing community all of a sudden.
Yeah, so the Head of the Charles isn't, I guess, our biggest race of the year, but it is sort of the biggest race that we attend during the year. Yeah. So there are a lot of parents, a lot of alumni, a lot of friends from high school, friends from other colleges that come to the Charles. There's something like 10,000, 20,000 people rowing this thing. So there's just a ton of people that you recognize that you can catch up with friends. A lot of people's parents are in town, so the racing is a lot of fun, but every other aspect about the weekend is also a lot of fun. And it's just sort of a highlight of our year.
Yeah, for sure.